Be prepared. We're about to witness one of the most awaited events of this year, and nobody is prepared for it. March 14th doesn't come with just another full moon. It's a total lunar eclipse, a blood moon. The entire moon will turn a deep crimson red, and with it comes a powerful energy shift that's going to ripple through everything and everyone on this planet. This isn't just astrology. This is history, prophecy, and transformation colliding all at once. Total lunar eclipses are rare enough, but this one, it's different. It's one of the most spiritually awaited days of the entire year. A moment where the universe doesn't just whisper, it shouts. But here's the thing. There's one specific thing about this eclipse that almost everyone is forgetting. And if you miss it, you could be negatively affected by this experience in ways you won't see coming. I'll tell you exactly what it is later in this video, so make sure you stick around. Because before we get to that, there's something way more urgent you need to know. Mark this day, because it could just be the single most powerful day for manifestation this entire year. This isn't just a full moon. It's not just an eclipse. It's a cosmic amplifier, a rare celestial moment where the energy of the universe bends in your favor, but only if you know how to use it. For centuries, some have looked at eclipses like these as divine portals, moments when the universe listens more closely than ever. But before you make a single move, you need to know about the hidden force behind this eclipse that could completely shift the way you manifest. If you don't understand this, you might be missing out on the biggest opportunity of your life. Because while some see this as a gateway to limitless potential, others believe a blood moon is something else completely. For thousands of years, a blood moon in the sky meant one thing: fear. Ancient civilizations trembled when they saw the moon turn red. To them, it was a sign of war, destruction, and divine punishment. They all saw this celestial event as a warning from the gods. And even today, some still believe a blood moon brings chaos, confusion, and the unraveling of fate itself. But here's the truth no one tells you. This isn't the universe punishing us. This is the universe waking us up. That deep crimson glow, it's not a curse. It's a signal, a cosmic alarm clock shaking us from our slumber, forcing us to pay attention to the things we've been too afraid to face. The energies of this eclipse are too strong to ignore. You'll feel them in your body, in your emotions, in the way reality itself seems to shift, bend, and crack open. This isn't the end, it's the beginning of who you're meant to be. But not everyone is ready for it. Because when the blood moon rises, something strange starts happening. On the night of the eclipse, many of you will experience something unexplainable. You'll lie down to sleep, but something will feel off. Restless energy, a feeling of being pulled in and out of dreams, and for some, a sudden jolt, wide awake in the dead of night. And when you check the clock, it will most likely be between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. This is no coincidence. These are the hours when the veil is weakest, the time when energy moves through us, when downloads, visions, and even visitations occur. You might experience flashes of insight, vivid dreams that don't feel like dreams at all, or a strange sense that someone is trying to reach you. The message might arrive when you least expect it. What most people don't realize is that this is more than a celestial event. It's a portal, a rare cosmic window, opening just long enough for those who are ready to step through. And what's on the other side? Massive transformation. This isn't subtle energy. This isn't just a spiritual shift. This is the kind of surge that can rewrite timelines, collapse old patterns, and magnetize breakthroughs in ways that don't even seem possible under normal circumstances. Everything you've been manifesting, everything you've been calling in, everything you've been waiting for, it's all being pulled into alignment. But there's a catch. This energy won't wait for you. It's moving fast, and if you're not paying attention, it will pass you by. This is the mistake so many people make during moments like these. They feel the shift, they sense something big is happening, but they do nothing. They hesitate, they let the moment slip through their fingers. And when the energy settles back down, they're left standing in the exact same place they were before, wondering why nothing changed. But here's the truth no one wants to say. This kind of energy does not come around often. It's like a massive cosmic wave, rising high, offering you a chance to ride it straight into a new reality. But if you don't take action, if you let fear or doubt hold you back, you'll be left stranded in the stillness once the portal closes. Some people will take this energy and completely transform their lives. They'll experience quantum leaps, deep revelations, and shifts so powerful it'll feel like destiny itself is being rewritten. Others, they'll feel the pressure of the shift, but resist it. And instead of breaking through, they'll find themselves stuck, facing the same cycles, the same struggles, the same old patterns they were meant to leave behind. The difference between those two paths? A simple choice: to step forward or to stay behind. It's already starting. If you've been paying attention, you've probably noticed it. Something in the air feels off. People are acting differently. Some seem restless, like they can't sit still. Others are snapping over the smallest things, throwing their energy around like static electricity. Conversations feel charged. Emotions are heightened. This isn't your imagination. This isn't a coincidence. This is what happens when a blood moon eclipse shakes the energetic field of the planet. Not everyone is tuned into this shift consciously. Most people have no idea what's actually happening, but their bodies, their minds, and their souls can feel it. That's why some people are suddenly overwhelmed with frustration, fear, or even paranoia. Others feel completely drained, disconnected, like they're wandering through a dream that doesn't make sense. And for some, this energy is waking up things they don't want to face. Old wounds, suppressed emotions, karmic cycles that are demanding to be dealt with. The result? Emotional instability, and you'll see it everywhere. People picking fights over nothing. Old relationship wounds suddenly surfacing. Random confrontations, unexplainable mood swings, reckless behavior that makes no logical sense. But this is the part you need to remember. None of it is personal. This isn't about you. It's about the energy. It's about what's being triggered inside of them. Some people will be able to recognize this and rise above it. Others, they'll let it consume them. They'll lash out. They'll create chaos. They'll look for someone to drag into their storm. And that's why right now, more than ever, you need to hold your center. Because when the energy intensifies, when the collective starts to spiral, the awakened ones stay steady. When the world goes wild, the chosen ones stay steady. And staying steady isn't just about avoiding drama. It's about preparing for what comes next. Because this blood moon eclipse, it's revealing something most people aren't ready to face. Remember when I told you there's one crucial thing almost everyone is forgetting about this eclipse? This is it. If you don't protect your energy during this time, you'll get caught in the chaos. And trust me, you don't want that. Right now, the air is charged. This eclipse is pulling at the deepest parts of people's souls, exposing what's hidden in the shadows. Not everyone can handle that. Some will be restless, some will be angry, Some will be manipulative, trying to drag others into their storm just so they don't have to face their own. This is where you need to be careful. Because here's what's happening. When the moon turns red, the barriers between energies weaken. If you've ever walked into a room and instantly felt tension, or been around someone and suddenly felt drained, this is the same thing, but amplified 100 times over. Right now, you are more sensitive to the frequencies around you. And if you're not mindful, you could end up absorbing emotions that aren't even yours. You might feel sudden waves of anxiety that seem to come from nowhere. You might sense an odd heaviness in the air, like an invisible pressure weighing down on you. Some people report feeling lightheaded, disoriented, or even experiencing vivid, unsettling dreams leading up to the eclipse. This isn't just in your head, it's energy in motion. This is why protection isn't just a suggestion, it's a necessity. So, how do you stay grounded when the world around you feels unstable? First, be mindful of your surroundings. Pay attention to the people you're interacting with. Are they pulling you into drama? Are they making you feel exhausted? Step back. This is not the time to entertain negativity. Be mindful of your own energy. Set an intention to keep your space clear. You don't need to do anything complicated. Just take a moment to visualize yourself surrounded by an unshakable force, a shield that lets in only what serves you and blocks out what doesn't. And finally, trust yourself. If something feels off, don't ignore it. If your body tells you to rest, rest. If your intuition tells you to step away from someone or something, listen. Something is shifting. Can you feel it? It's that strange feeling in your chest, that restless energy, that sudden thought that keeps repeating in your mind, as if something or someone is trying to get your attention. This is not a coincidence. During this eclipse, the universe isn't just casting a shadow over the moon, it's illuminating your soul's next steps. You might suddenly feel drawn to a new path, a new place, or even a new person. It might come as a deep, unshakable knowing that it's time to let something go or finally say yes to something you've been resisting. Maybe you feel the urge to walk away from a situation that's been draining you for years. Maybe an idea sparks inside of you so strongly that you can't ignore it anymore. Maybe an old friend, an old love, or an old dream resurfaces and something tells you, this time, it's different. And here's the most important part. You have to listen. The universe doesn't yell, it whispers. And if you ignore this pull, if you convince yourself it's nothing, you might be turning your back on a life-changing shift. This eclipse isn't just a moment in time, it's a door opening. A portal to the next chapter. But only if you step through it. And when you do, when you trust that pull and follow it, something even bigger will happen next. Because when you wake up after this eclipse, you might not even recognize yourself. And the day after the eclipse, the morning comes. The eclipse is over. The world looks the same. The sky is still there. The sun is still rising. Life continues. But you are not the same. It's subtle at first, a shift so small you might not even notice it right away. But then, as the day goes on, you start to realize something feels different. That old fear, it doesn't have the same grip on you. That overthinking, it's quieter. The weight you've been carrying, maybe for months, maybe for years, feels lighter. You'll catch yourself reacting differently. The things that used to trigger you don't hit as hard. The self-doubt that used to keep you stuck, it's fading, and then it hits you. You've stepped into a new version of yourself. This is what the eclipse was for. Not just a beautiful cosmic event, not just a rare sight in the sky, but a reset, a rebirth, a turning point. Something deep inside you has shifted. The way you see yourself, the way you feel about your past, the way you look at the future. It's like a switch has flipped, and suddenly you're moving differently. This eclipse didn't just mark a moment in time. It marked the moment you stepped into who you were always meant to be. Because when the sun rises after this blood moon, you won't be the same person you were before. And that's exactly the point. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.